Hi guys, so I'm recording a video, like my little quick get ready with me while I talk about being a teen parent, a teen mom, because I'm not a teen anymore. My kids are now teenagers. Well, one of them at least. Bree's now 13, but I was a teen mom at 15 years old. So yeah, I was just gonna talk about my experience and what happened and how I ended up being pregnant and all that stuff. And I'm in the bathroom because this is where I do my makeup. I used to have a vanity, but like, well, that's another story, but my mirror on it just fell out of nowhere. Like it flew into my floor and it like shattered the whole mirror. And yeah, so I threw that whole vanity away. So now I'm doing my makeup in the bathroom for now until I get a new vanity. So yeah, so I already did my eyebrows because that takes a long time. And I don't want to be on here forever talking a lot, you know? But yeah, so this is what I'm using right now. This foundation has been okay, but I feel like it gives me breakouts. I don't know if it's the foundation or just because my skin is acting up, but yeah, this is just like a little bit lighter. Right now I'm like kind of tan because usually my color is like this, but I'm like tan from going to the lake and all that. So yeah, anyways, so yeah, I was a teen mom at 15. So I was in high school. I think I was a sophomore. Yeah, I was a sophomore. And so I'm gonna be using my mirror. It's gonna be down here because obviously I have a setup right here. I was 15. I had just turned 15 years old. And the way I met my kid's dad was at school too. So my friends had dared me to go out with him because they wanted me to break up with him and break his heart because I guess someone they knew liked him or something, and he was, I guess, cheating on them. And I didn't know him like that at all. Like I just knew him, like knew who he was. And yeah, so we started, actually I got his number from one of them, and then I called them and was like, hey, I'm so-and-so's friend and I wanted to know if you liked me because I heard you liked me. Supposedly they said he liked me or whatever. So he was like, oh yeah, I seen you and blah 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 and I like you. And we just started being on the phone a lot, and I didn't think anything of it. I just was like, whatever, like this boy likes me, and I just went with the flow. And eventually, like, he started being super like crazy to where my friends were not like, my friends were like, what's going on, you know, like he turned into your boyfriend. And I was like, I know, like this wasn't supposed to happen, and it really wasn't. I guess he would just show up to my house randomly and be like, hey, I came to pick you up before school. Literally, he was at my house like 7:45-ish, like knocking on my door, like ready for school. And I was just like, what the heck? Even my mom was like, este niño qué? And I'll be like, I don't know. So anyways, yeah, I'm all like doing it. um you know, so it kind of got like weird toward the point like he wouldn't want me to go home after school anymore, and then we started ditching a lot. I was already like a bad kid anyway at school, but then we started ditching a lot more. Like half days I would spend over there with him, and then I would take the bus to just hang out. But he was jealous. Like I stopped talking to all my friends. I stopped, like, you know, doing all that. And then we had sex like one time, like our first time, and it was like I was just like, what the heck, that's it, like that's sex. And yeah, I think the first time I didn't know about condoms. I didn't know what a condom was because my parents never taught me anything about it. I didn't have like that open conversation with my mom. We never talked about sex or intercourse, any of that stuff at my house. So obviously I didn't know what I was doing, and I thought I was like so smart and I knew everything, but obviously I did not know anything about sex or anything that had to do with that. I just knew your pee-pee went in that vagina, and that's that. So yeah, after having sex that one time, I started being like a bad kid because I thought I was all that, you know. And yeah, so I remember when I told my mom. So I found out I was pregnant on a half day. I remember what I was wearing. I was wearing like those big circle button shirts. If you were like around my age, you know what shirts I'm talking about, like the big circle buttons. And then I was wearing blue like biker shorts, but back then they were like una tela that was like super weird and thick but stretchy. I was wearing some like blue ones of those, and I remember taking a pregnancy test because I would always get my period, and I didn't get my period that day that I was supposed to, but I didn't tell nobody, not even my friends. Well, I didn't really have friends anymore because he took over my whole life. Like, he was so abusive. He wouldn't let me talk to my friends. He wouldn't let me hang out with like nobody. He was so jealous of my mom and dad as well. He would always tell me like my parents didn't love me and all that stuff, and that I was ugly so nobody would ever want to be with me, etc. So when I was like ready to like break up with him, I went to his house on a half day, and then I was like, oh, I haven't got my period. You know, I was feeling really sick too, like really, really sick. And I remember buying a pregnancy test at Walmart, and then I went over there and we were just hanging out, and I took the test, and then he was like so happy, and I was like, oh my god, like what did I get myself into, you know? I was like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? At first I didn't care. I was like, whatever, you know. When I first had sex, I was like, there's no way I can get pregnant, but you can. That first time will always get you pregnant. Well, could always get you pregnant. Not that it will, but it could. So yeah, I keep saying sorry. I'm just not used to talking to myself. This is like my favorite brush too. I didn't even tell you guys what I used. So this is the concealer I used right now. I do have a ColourPop one for this one. It works really good. I just don't know where I left it. So I'm just going with what I use like on an everyday basis. Okay, so then I'm gonna put some powder all over my face. This is like a quick makeup thing. usually this is what I do when I'm gonna go to like the store or something quick. You know what though? I don't have a brush, so let me go look for it and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found my brush. So where was I? Yeah, so I was just like, I can't get pregnant. You know, it's been like my first time with him and my first time, so I won't get pregnant. Like, there's no way I could get pregnant anyway, you know. Little did I know you could get pregnant off just one time. Apparently, because it happened more than once. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so my pregnancy was like crazy because he was like so overprotective of my kids, of like me. He didn't want nobody around me, my friends, my family, nobody like that. And that's what a lot of people don't like realize. Also, like when you're young, you don't know what you're doing, and that's why I tell people, like younger people, if you're gonna be in a relationship that young, do not have sex. Like, sex should not be like, you know, when you're that young, you don't know better, so a lot of stuff can go wrong. And that's what I tell my kids all the time too. Like you can get pregnant, do not have sex, especially unprotected sex, because it doesn't, like, you know, you can get STDs and all that as well. But anyways, I'm getting off subject. So what happened, I'm using this now. So I wanted to break up with him, and then whatever, I was just like, never mind, because I don't want to be a single mom, you know. I'm only 15. Like, I had just turned 15 too, because I turned 15 in June, and I was pregnant already in, when was it? In August, I was pregnant. That's when I found out I was pregnant with Brie. But anyways, I was like, never mind, I don't want to be a single mom, so whatever. So at that time, we didn't tell nobody. He kept it a secret. I kept it a secret for like a few months. I think like a month or two, we kept it a secret. And then he started going to a different school than I was. And then he decided that he was gonna break up with me. And I started begging him. No, beg and beg and beg him to be with me because my daughter needed him, and etc, etc. I was just cry a lot all the time. I was so depressed, sad. He started dating another girl, and I guess he met this other girl at church, and she knew about me, that I was pregnant, and she didn't care because she would call me and talk shit to me. She would talk shit to me on the phone and tell me like, he doesn't love you and your kid is gonna be ugly and blah blah blah. So I went through a lot of bad stuff with him. Like, he would hit me too, so I would be a stupid ass and go over there because I wanted like to be with him so bad after finding out that I was pregnant. Cause oh shit, I got like this on my, I wanted to be with him so bad, and like I would just cry and cry and cry. My mom would be like, it's okay, you're too pretty to be crying for a boy, you know. And I would just sit and cry and cry. I was so depressed. Like, I can't believe that I would cry that much. Anyways, so yeah, he started seeing somebody else, and then that's when I like told my mom, hey, I'm pregnant and she, oh, okay, so the reason I told my mom was because he broke up with me and he's like, oh, I don't want to be with you no more and blah blah blah, just have an abortion. And I was like, well, I don't have money to have an abortion. He's like, well, I don't want it. And I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Well, he's like, I'm gonna tell my mom, and my mom's going to your house to talk to my mom. And I had lied that my mom already knew and said I can keep it. Well, keep her, you know? So then, yeah, so then I was like, oh shit, they're coming. Because he's like, well, my mom's on her way to talk to your mom about it. So I told my mom, I was like, hey mom, like, I'm pregnant. Oh, my mom was folding the blankets in my room because I was like getting ready for school and I didn't want to go because I felt so sick too. And she was like, ya sabía que ibas a salir, que ibas a salir con tu domingo 7. So then I was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. So then I was like, oh shit, like my mom knows now. What are we gonna do? Like, you know? So then he never showed up to my house with his mom. But I guess my mom was like, dame su número, lo voy a hablar a su mamá. So, why does my nose look so big? Oh shit. I got powder in my eyeball. So yeah, I think my mom like ended up, oh shit. Hold on, I'm trying to blend this. Do I have a big nose or is it just me? Anyways, my mom ended up calling his mom and telling her, and she was like, oh my god, I'm sorry, my son got your girl pregnant, blah blah blah. So yeah, one time I was crying when I was pregnant from Brianna. I was crying because he was cheating on me, and you know what his mom said? Si quieres estar con él, aguántate, porque nadie te va a querer con hijos, nadie te va a querer con hijos. So I was like, Mom, dijo ella que nadie me va a querer con hijos. And my mom's like, well, pues no te quedes con él and blah blah blah. So I left. It was so toxic. I would leave and come back, leave and come back, and leave and come back. Fast forward to when I had a brain. She would cry a lot and I wanted to sleep all the time because I was a new mom and I was always awake with her, and he would go to school, didn't have a job, he just would fuck around at school, and I was at home with the baby the first couple months, and he would kick my ass if I like whined about it. Literally, he would hit me. One time I remember we got in a big fight because I didn't want him to leave me with Brie anymore, like home alone without helping, and he literally like beat me up so bad. And I had just had Brie. She was like 2 weeks old. I remember I was in the corner by the door. He beat me up and left me on the floor, and then he came back with the broom and put it next to me, and he said, get up, bitch, I want to see you get up with this broom. And I got up, and I think a couple weeks later I left, and we were broken up, right? We broke up for like 5 months because Brie was 7. Yeah, we were broken up actually like the whole time. Then Thanksgiving came around, and I'm gonna get the blush. Hold on. So Thanksgiving came around, and yeah, I took Brie over there because he kept asking me to bring her. It was her first Thanksgiving, so you know, we wanted to like have it like together, because I was already like not with him anymore, and I had not moved on completely, but I had like already started enjoying myself again, like girl stuff, like going back to school. I would go to school again by myself. I started doing stuff on my own, and we were not together no more. But I went over for Thanksgiving, and we had like sex that one time on Thanksgiving, and I was pregnant from Noah. So I was a teen mom again. for the second time because again my dumbass did not use protection. That's all teens should do. Yeah, so I got pregnant again from Noah, and this time me and him were not together. I had a healthy pregnancy. I stayed with my mom. My mom and dad supported me and my kids. I know, what a shame of me having my parents, but my parents are like such a big blessing because they helped me out so much. And yeah, we lived with my parents after that. But when I left him, Noah was, so me and him got back together when Noah was born. I moved into an apartment with him because he told me he was gonna change. He got a job and he wanted to get us an apartment because, you know, like he wanted to be with me and Bree and obviously the new baby. And I agreed. I was like, fine, like you look like you're doing better. I don't want to be a single mom, so I was being dumb and I thought he changed, so I did move back in with him. And on Halloween, I remember the day I left them. It was on Halloween. He picked me up, we went trick-or-treating, and he was like, oh, my friends are coming over, I'm gonna chill with them outside. And I was like, if you leave, we're done, because he was an alcoholic already. He started popping pills and doing all this crazy shit outside. And I remember he tried to break into our apartment. He beat me up and I called my mom and was like, oh, I didn't have a phone either. I wasn't allowed to have a phone. He didn't let me talk to my parents, my friends, nobody. So literally, if I wanted to talk to my mom or something, I had to use my neighbor's phone when he wasn't home, when he was at work. So yeah, one time, well, that day, the next day in the morning, he was sleeping because he had like partied on Halloween. And I called my mom and I told her, Mom, like, I don't want to be here anymore, so can you call a taxi so I can leave? And my mom's like, yeah. So I packed my stuff while he was asleep and I left with the kids and I never came back after that. And like 2 weeks later, I would let him see Bree. And 2 weeks later after that, me and one of my friends went to pick up Brianna because she had spent the night there and he had already moved his new girlfriend in. So I guess he had already been cheating on me before that or something, and whatever. So that's what happened. That's what being a teen mom was like. And it was pretty hard. Like, I would go to school. I didn't graduate high school either because of that reason. I couldn't focus. I had 2 kids already at that age of 17, you know. I couldn't focus, and him manipulating me and him, we used to go to the same school too. All the girls would tell me they were with him and if I was really like his girlfriend because they were with him, and but all this like drama, and I was like, I can't continue school. He would threaten my parents, tell them that he was gonna burn down our house, and that's Adriel crying in the back because the kids aren't giving him attention. And I'm supposed to be watching him, not the kids, I know. Anyways, yeah, so he would threaten my parents that he was going to burn our trailer down because we lived in a trailer. So he would tell them that he would call and tell them he would burn the trailer down if I didn't get back with him. And he started doing G too, like heavily. And he would come and stalk me outside my house. And this was already like a year after he was already like in a new relationship with somebody else, but he would come and stalk me and all that. Eventually I did move on and stuff, but it was hard. Being a teen mom was super hard, and I'm grateful for the experience, but if I could redo it again, I would make smarter choices, as in like who I have sex with, and obviously who I had kids with. I would choose a better partner, and I would definitely not have kids at that age, you know, because it was hard, not only on me, but my parents, like what I put them through, you know. And I love my parents for always having my back and never like being like assholes to me and kicking me out or anything like that, because of them, like I survived. I think he would have killed me eventually, you know, like if sorry, I'm kind of getting emotional. um he would have killed me eventually. I feel like he was just not in his right state of mind. He would hit me all the time, so eventually it would have got like so bad that yeah, I could have probably died or something. So I am grateful for my parents for always having my back, even though I feel like a lot of us parents should be more educated on having like that sex talk with our kids, even though it's uncomfortable, because I feel like it's uncomfortable for me to talk to my kids about sex, you know, in general. But we have to do it, because if not, we're gonna have grandkids early and all that stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys like my little story time. I know I didn't go like too into detail because it's a long story. You know, I was a teen mom twice, I guess you can say. And then I did my hair purple. It was blonde, and then I put like a violet color on it, and it looks so pretty. So next time I'll come on here and show you guys how I do my hair and stuff. But right now I have to go because the baby's being really fuzzy, and I'm pretty much done with my like everyday makeup. Let me put a little bit of highlight and show you guys what highlight I use. So I do use the Anastasia. It's all dirty because I use it all the time. It's like my favorite. But look at how pretty this is. I know a lot of people don't use highlight anymore, but I still like it like once in a while. See? See, it's so cute. And then let me put a little bit on my nose. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys did like this story time, and I'll try to make better videos. It's just I'm new at this, so I'm trying to like get a, how do you say it, like a better setup and more editing stuff, because I know this video is gonna be all over the place right now. But yeah, if you guys like it, like share my videos if you can, if you want to support my channel. And yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.